Hey, 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 and welcome back to Naked Talks, where I tell the truth and nothing but the naked truth. We're not gonna take up a whole bunch of time and jump right into this topic for tonight.
That kind of shit. I done had a rape charge before.
Oh, for real?
Hell yeah.
I'm telling the truth. They spell it in Spanish. I put the Spanish fly in the ENJ. We drinking the ENJ and shit. So in my mind, I don't know if this.
Charlamagne asked us if we wanted something to drink. Like he kept pressuring me to drink.
And gave Malika and I the drinks. He himself made those drinks. I saw his face. I heard his voice while he was raping me.
Let's talk Charlamagne the God. Charlamagne is under fire for an alleged rape that took place a few years back. The victim is Jessica Reid, and she did a full interview on Tasha K, and she told her story for 3.5 hours. It was stated that when she was 15 years old and Charlamagne was 22 years old, that he engaged in involuntary sexual acts with Jessica Reid. She went on to explain how traumatized she is still to this day from the event that took place in her life when she was 15. Charlamagne took advantage of Jessica Reid, and he still has yet to be brought to justice for his vicious acts towards Jessica Reid. There was documentation provided about this incident. Actual court records was pulled up and read in the beginning of the interview, as Tasha K explained that she didn't want anyone to be misled that this was an alleged assault. She wanted everybody to know that this was in fact an actual event that took place in Jessica Reid's life. Jessica Reid began to get extremely emotional as she re-encountered the events that took place when she was only 15 years old. Now,
I saw his face. I heard his voice while he was raping me. There's nothing that nobody can say.
Charlamagne has touched bases on this event that happened in not only his book, but also openly talked about it in his interviews with other personalities, with other celebrities. And he expressed that at the time of the incident, he was only 20.
Shit, I done had a rape charge before.
Oh, for real?
Hell yeah. It was a criminal sexual conduct with a minor charge.
That means
In 2001, I think I was like 20. I was 20 years old. My cousin had...
Charlamagne lied about his age in several interviews that he did when referring to the events that took place. Charlamagne has also openly discussed and joked about drugging women to have sex with him.
The Spanish fly in the ENJ. We drinking the ENJ and shit. So in my mind, I don't know if this shit really worked, but I felt like I got horny as a motherfucker too. Drunk and shit, and we had sex and shit, and like a lot of my boys was trying to come in the room and fuck it. I'm like, nah, chill out. I can't. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna let you run a train on it. That's rape. Okay, so
Making it seem like it's a funny joke, this is sick and very disturbing. It also came out that Charlamagne the God actually did the same thing to his wife, whose name is weirdly Jessica too.
So talk to the people, baby. Did I rape you the first time we had sex with each other?
Leonard, okay for you to have sex with me while I was intoxicated. That's a rape culture thing. That's not to lift up my hips so you can take my panties off.
Knock it off.
I'm sorry. Like, that's what happened. You know this what happened. And the next morning...
And it's insane how his wife Jessica and his rape victim Jessica Reid actually eerily look so much similar. Charlamagne is a sick mofo, and he needs to be brought to justice for this insane and lascivious act that took place in this young lady's life. She has been living and taunted with this sad reality for years, and she needs justice. Just as R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, Charlamagne is no different. He needs to be brought to justice. He raped this woman, and he needs to pay for what he has done. Now, Jessica Reid stated that she does not care to receive any financial compensation for what happened to her, but she would like to see justice, and she believes that it is extremely unfair that Charlamagne has been able to build such a platform for himself with the dark secrets that dwells behind him of raping Jessica Reid. Tasha K also speculated on the show that there are possible more victims. Now, obviously, this is, an opinion of hers. It's not something that has been proven, but Charlamagne has openly talked about drugging women, so it's not far-fetched. In the past, Charlamagne has went after other influencers who has produced stories behind what happened to Jessica Reid and forced them to take the content down. But Tasha K stands firm in saying that even if he comes after her, the footage will remain public so that her story, Jessica Reid's story, can be told. It can be told unedited in her exact words for the world to hear what Charlamagne the God did to her on that night when she was 15 years old. She teared up as she expressed her story as it brought back traumatizing memories of what happened to her. This story was so sad and very hard to watch. Watching the emotions fill her face and eyes, she had to get up and walk out of the interview a few times to get her thoughts together. Jessica Reid expressed that this traumatizing event that took place in her life made it very difficult for her to have healthy relationships in her adult life with her partners. It also made it very hard to have sexual relationships and actually enjoy it due to the extreme flashbacks and anxiety that she received every time she would see her abuser pop up on her TV screen. She expressed how unfair this is, that she cannot live her life in a normal form because of this traumatizing event that took place to her. And to see her accuser and to see the man who did this to her publicly making millions and millions of dollars by building this huge career and not being found guilty for what he done to her is taunting and devastating. She now runs a nonprofit for sexual victims. Charlamagne the God has not yet responded to the interview that took place on Tasha K platform, but he has made several Instagram posts that shows he really don't care about what's going on. Maybe he's trying to have thick skin and let it go under the bridge and hoping that it would go away as it did in the previous years as people exploited Jessica Reid just for her story to get back at Charlamagne. But is this story going to go away, or is Jessica Reid finally going to get the justice she deserves? Well, Charlamagne needs to step up and admit to the wrong he has done and take the deck of cards that's dealt to him once it's done. It's time to make his wrongs right, although you can never take away the trauma that he inflicted upon young Jessica Reid when she was only 15 years old. There's a lot of interviews floating around, even one from Kevin Hunter, expressing there's a dark side to Charlamagne that nobody knows. And he's not exactly who he portrayed himself to be. Now, as we know, Angela Yee has reportedly decided to leave the Breakfast Club. Is it true that she truly only wanted her own show, or did something happen there too? What if it's a deeper meaning behind her leaving the Breakfast Club and she was just fed up with being fed up? Now, Charlamagne the God do portray himself to be in a gay relationship with DJ Envy very often. Even in his recent Instagram post, he speculates that him and DJ Envy have this secret sexual relationship going on. Now, if this is true or not, only him and DJ Envy and God knows. But the fact of the matter at this point is Jessica Reid was 15 years old when she was raped by Charlamagne the God, and it changed the dynamics of her life forever. Jessica Reid now has 4 children. 4 children who she has to explain her trauma to as she has spurts of crying and anxiety, and it's time for justice to be served, and Charlamagne needs to stand up and admit what he has done, and he needs to take the faith that comes along with that. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about this story. And to Charlamagne the God, You have this huge platform. Man up and express what you have done and just take things how they go.